Perched along Denmark's northern shoreline, where wind-shaped dunes meet the open horizon of the Kattegat Sea, the holiday house in Rågeleje embodies the quiet poetry of modern Danish residential architecture. Designed by Jesper Kusk Arkitekter and completed in 2026, this 158-square-meter retreat occupies an elevated, narrow site that stretches from south to north, terminating at the public beach. Conceived as an intimate dialogue between timber craftsmanship and coastal landscape, the residence pairs structural clarity with understated warmth. Through expansive glazing, tactile wood surfaces, and a thoughtful linear sequence, the house frames the natural elements while offering an enduring sanctuary by the sea. From the pebble-strewn shores of the public beach below, the house reveals almost nothing of itself at first glance. Tucked into the crest of an elevated coastal ridge, its low-pitched timber roofline peaks discreetly above dense maritime scrub and wild beach grasses. Jesper Kusk Arkitekter's deliberate placement respects the fragile dune ecosystem. Rather than dominating the shoreline, the architecture nests into the topography, allowing the Kattegat's natural horizon to remain the defining feature of the coast. The site plan illustrates the clear linear logic governing the 158-square-meter residence. Situated on a slender parcel extending southward from the beachfront, the master plan organizes the program into two primary volumes, connected by an outdoor wooden boardwalk. A detached annex at the southern end buffers the arrival and driveway, while the elongated main house stretches northward toward the water. Internal courtyards and overhead skylights punctuate the floor plate, bringing coastal light into every corner of the narrow footprint. Architectural elevations demonstrate the home's horizontal grace and understated geometry. The low-slung gables feature deep overhangs designed to deflect coastal winds and shield extensive glass openings from intense midday glare. Crowning the primary ridge is a raised central monitor, a sculptural timber clerestory that runs longitudinally across the roof. This architectural lantern introduces daylight into the core, while establishing a distinctive contemporary silhouette on the Danish coastline. Arriving along the elevated timber boardwalk, the sensory experience of the architecture takes immediate shape. Slender wooden planks run parallel to the house, guiding visitors along a sandy, sun-drenched path flanked by wild dune flora toward a slice of blue sea. Horizontal and vertical timber battens clad the exterior facades, their raw, tactile grain responding directly to the maritime climate. As the wood weathers over time to a soft silver-gray patina, the buildings will blend even more deeply into their natural coastal setting. Bathed in warm, late-afternoon sun, the western elevation reveals a rhythmic play of solid timber screens and floor-to-ceiling glass. The house floats lightly above the sandy ground, bordered by native beach grass and lush green foliage. Beneath the dark standing seam roof, sliding panels by Krone Vindor can be pulled back to open the interior directly to the terrace. Through the glass, views cut entirely through the living volume, offering tantalizing glimpses of the Kattegat horizon beyond. A recessed niche carved into the facade forms a sheltered outdoor dining terrace, shielded from North Sea breezes. Here, an oversized timber sliding door with exposed metal framing glides smoothly along an integrated track, allowing residents to modulate privacy and exposure. The seamless alignment between vertical wall cladding, slatted soffit ceilings, and deck boards underscores the rigorous precision of the detailing. It is a quiet corner engineered for long summer lunches, immersed in the fresh maritime air. The floor plan highlights how intuitively the interior layout responds to its site. At the northern prow, an expansive, open-plan living, dining, and kitchen pavilion commands prime ocean panoramas. Moving southward along the central corridor, private sleeping quarters and bathrooms are organized around a series of carved outdoor light wells and courtyards. This spatial rhythm creates moments of compression and release, ensuring that even the most secluded rooms enjoy natural ventilation and garden vistas. Framed through generous glass sliders, an internal courtyard brings the coastal outdoors straight into the heart of the home. Large bespoke glazing by Madsen Vindur and Krona Vindur connects the circulation hall with an intimate daybed alcove nestled inside. Clad in pale, vertical timber paneling, this integrated daybed serves as a tranquil reading retreat. The transparent courtyard boundaries allow sightlines to travel uninterrupted from one wing of the residence to the other, infusing the interior with daylight and spatial depth. From the timber-decked courtyard corner, the full transparency of the architecture comes alive. With the oversized glass panels slid open, the boundary between interior rooms and outdoor deck virtually disappears. Warm interior lighting highlights the custom kitchen island by Multiform in the background, contrasting gently with the twilight tones outside. The continuous timber floor planes and matching ceiling slats establish a seamless, unbroken transition from room to terrace. Looking down the central axis from the kitchen, the structural brilliance of the roof monitor is revealed. A continuous skylight slices through the ceiling, channeling a gentle cascade of zenithal light along the length of the hallway. Slender timber acoustic slats sweep across the angled ceiling, creating a warm, linear texture that guides the eye. In the foreground, the minimalist multiform island in blonde wood and stainless steel provides a functional yet elegant anchor for culinary life. In the dining corner, the interior curation by Nina Vuga achieves a masterclass in Scandinavian restraint. Rich oak flooring meets exposed timber structural posts, framing views of wild dune flora and blooming pink beach roses just beyond the threshold. A solid timber table and sculptural wooden chairs echo the organic materiality of the surrounding forest. Floor-to-ceiling linen drapery hangs softly to the side, ready to temper the bright coastal sun with delicate, diffused texture. From the wide exterior deck, the dining pavilion dissolves completely into an open-air veranda. High-performance sliding glass doors by Krona Vindur retract seamlessly into the pocket walls, blurring all distinction between interior shelter and the surrounding dunes. The deep timber eave overhead creates a shaded transition zone, framing the blue sky while catching gentle sea breezes. Sheer white curtains sway softly, adding graceful movement to the building's crisp rectilinear profile. At the northwestern corner, architecture steps aside to let the Kattegat Sea command full attention. A robust timber column and exposed ceiling beams frame two sheer planes of glass, turning the vast expanse of water into an ever-changing living canvas. The level threshold carries the interior oak floor effortlessly onto the outdoor deck. Here, the meeting of precision wood joinery, expansive glass, and untouched maritime nature achieves a quiet, timeless harmony. The main living and dining pavilion forms the dramatic crescendo of the home. Bathed in the golden hues of sunset, the room opens completely to the northern horizon through massive sliding glass facades, capturing sweeping vistas across the Kattegat. Above, the vaulted acoustic timber ceiling rises toward the central skylight, creating an airy sense of volume while maintaining intimate acoustic warmth. A classic wooden rocking chair, low linen sofa, and an organic paper globe pendant complete a setting defined by pure Scandinavian serenity. Stepping out onto the sea-facing terrace, the full beauty of the coastal setting is on display. The expansive timber deck stretches toward the bluff, bordered by dune grasses and bright magenta blooms of wild beach roses swaying in the sea breeze. Sheer curtains billow playfully through the open, sliding glazed doors, bringing dynamic movement to the structured horizontal lines of the eaves. It is a space designed for slow summer afternoons, listening to the rhythmic pulse of the surf below. In the private bedrooms, the architectural atmosphere turns deeply cocooning and serene. Pale vertical timber boards line the walls, accented by a fine slatted ceiling that draws the eye upward to a high clear-story window, framing quiet views of the sky. Soft, natural light washes over the minimalist surfaces, highlighting the tactile texture of quilted linen bedding and an ethereal paper pendant light. Every functional element is integrated flush within the timber envelope, preserving a sense of pure, uncluttered calm. Each bedroom enjoys a direct, private connection to the outdoors. A full-height, timber-framed glass door swings open to the perimeter deck, filling the room with the restorative sense of pine, salt, and wild coastal grass. Smooth white millwork wardrobes balance the warmth of the natural oak floors and timber-paneled walls. The seamless floor transition allows residents to step straight from their bed onto the sunlit deck to greet the morning sea air. The transverse building section unveils the clever structural choreography engineered by Jesper Kusk Arkitekter. Elevated on discrete concrete foundation piers, the house hovers gently above the sloping sand dunes, minimizing impact on the fragile topography and allowing natural coastal winds to circulate beneath. Inside, the double-pitched roof structure opens up toward the central monitor lantern. This vertical aperture acts as both a light funnel and a passive thermal chimney, ensuring constant natural ventilation and balanced daylight throughout the interior. Detailed construction sections illuminate the intricate joinery, that enables the home's minimalist purity. At the roof ridge and monitor junction, thick thermal insulation layers and concealed moisture barriers are protected beneath continuous timber rain screen battens. Every joint and fastener is hidden from view, allowing the natural grain of the wood to read as a continuous, unified surface. It is a testament to rigorous technical craft, working in service of effortless aesthetic simplicity. A technical detail of the eave assembly reveals how bespoke window systems from Krone Vinduer and Madsen Vinduer integrate into the primary timber frame. The sliding door headframes are recessed flush into the ceiling structure, leaving the glazing plane completely uncluttered. Integrated drainage channels and discreetly hidden zinc gutters handle harsh coastal weather without interrupting the crisp horizontal line of the roof overhang. Architecture and engineering unite seamlessly to create an enduring, weatherproof envelope. Seen from the winding dune path, the residence rests naturally within its maritime ecosystem. Wild beach roses with vibrant pink petals and spiky sea lime grass cluster around the perimeter boardwalk, grounding the geometric timber structure in the lush natural landscape. The elongated roof monitor establishes a distinctive profile against the blue sky, while the deep eaves shade the glazed living corner. Hampus Berntson's evocative photography captures the quiet majesty of a building designed to age gracefully alongside the elements. In broad midday light, the northern sea-facing elevation stands in elegant, balanced symmetry. Resting upon a floating timber plinth surrounded by swaying dune grass, the house presents a calm, ordered facade to the Kattegat Sea. Expansive floor-to-ceiling glass panels reflect the bright Nordic sky, while offering a direct view into the warm, timber-lined living spaces within. The stepped roof monitor rises above the ridge like a modern chimney, anchoring the composition with sculptural poise. As dusk descends over Rågeleje, the house transforms into a warm, glowing lantern on the coastal bluff. The deep blue tones of the Nordic twilight contrast with the amber glow radiating from the interior dining and living pavilion. Reflections of the fading sunset shimmer across the glass panes, while the timber deck appears to float effortlessly above the darkening dunes. It is an image of profound tranquility, a sanctuary tuned precisely to the rhythm of day turning into night. The holiday house in Rågeleje exemplifies Danish residential design at its most thoughtful and refined. Through the precise timber architecture of Jesper Kusk Arkitekter, the sensitive interior curation of Nina Vuga, and the evocative lens of Hampus Berntsson, the project transcends the traditional holiday retreat. Grounded in honesty of materials and deep respect for its coastal context, the residence does not compete with the Kattegat Sea. It creates an enduring frame through which to experience its beauty, standing as a quiet monument to light, wood, and coastal living.